What is the Rock?
The Rock is an old dream of me, but not only of me. It's a dream of my whole team, and actually the extreme and adventurous off-roaders, they have been longing for a long time for an event like this. You see now on the, let's say, competition market, there are not many events like that. You know, we used to call them trophy, you know, that these are the trophies. And what is that? That's adventurous driving through natural obstacles. That is complex, very intelligent navigation though. And this is very often teamwork and good strategy, but more or less it's like we called it, it's the home of spirit and adventure.
Tell us a little bit more about what kind of vehicles can participate in the Rock.
It's gonna be a proper race, yeah? So we will have different classes, but that race will be different than the cross-country type of races that we see now, you know, starting from the top of the range things of the FIA and, you know, coming down to the local championships. This is extreme off-roading. The rules will be simplified, not so big as in the FIA, but this is the place where everyone who wants to go in the pure nature with his car, he can face these challenges. So what kind of cars? Back to a question. So the cars, we will separate them in classes, right, so that the competition factor is kept. You know, people would say, what is a competition factor? It is if your car is technically much more capable than mine. So obviously if we are put on the same basis, on the same start line, probably my driving skills that could be better than yours are not enough to beat you. So that's why we have to separate those. Meanwhile, we have very, very strong, powerful, ultimate machines. That would be called the extreme class.
Right.
Yeah, there are roughly, mostly no technical limitations about those machines. Okay, there is limitations in the weight. There will be limitations about the maximum size of the tires, but more or less, these are the top class power weapons. Yeah.
The weapons.
Exactly. Portal axles, huge tires, block tires like those, many winches. You can do the impossible with these cars.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So cars like that can beat almost anything on that terrain. So therefore, there will be also another class. We call it a challenger. So the challenger is also a competitive class where proper racing machines are there on the start line, but they will have more limitations, like the tire size will be around 37 inch. I think we're clever enough to put the limitations in millimeters or in centimeters.
So no one can cheat.
No one's gonna cheat. Yeah. Well, the rules will be simple, but definite. And yeah, if we have five things to control, we will control all the five, but we will control safety and a fair play. RBI Sport is famous for doing good events with very strong regulations, because this guarantees the fair play though. Most of us are former rally drivers. You know, we know what it is to put a helmet on your head. We know what it is to read regulations, to look for the loopholes, etc. So the Rock will not face that problem. We're working on regulations that will be very, very spot on. People will not have to read 100 pages though, because even for me it gets boring. But the limitations will be there in the technical aspect, so the cars will be divided. Until now, we're thinking of those two competitive classes, let's say the top range. We are fully aware of the fact that not every off-road vehicle, extreme off-road vehicle, has registration plates. We will create the route in such a way that either the route starts and ends from the bivouac directly without using any public roads.
Oh, that's really important to mention indeed.
Yeah, and because of the fact that we don't want to make repetitive stages. Every stage must be and will be unique, and this is our goal. You know, every day you have a different route. So, and we don't want to limit ourselves only in the area that is very close to the service park. So we're going to take also another areas, but the whole time plan of the rally will be done like this, that there will be time that you can put your rig, your car, on a trailer. You know, the service guy can drive you to the start. Then you take the start. If the start is the finish, he can smoke a cigarette and wait for you there after 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. Or he can move to the finish point and load you there. So we don't want to break the law. There will be no illegal driving on public roads without registration, but we want to open the door for all the competitors who have
accessible,
who have competition vehicles to take part in it.
And what about the ones with standard cars that would really want to take part in the race? Is there a class for them?
We look in the future, but we make a call to the past. Mm-hmm. When I speak about it, I get goosebumps now. So yeah, because we started like that. You know, we started like that. We were so young, and everyone in his own country, everyone could take a car. So these are the people who brought off-roading as a sport. So I think a very, very special attention goes exactly to those ones. That's why we named the class the Legends. So it can be any modified but serial production car. The cars can be modified up to an extent, but it has to be, you know, the legendary cars like the Land Rover Defender, the Mercedes G-Wagon, Nissan Patrol, Toyota Land Cruiser Hilux back in the days, Suzuki Samurai, Pinzgauer, you name it, Wrangler, all that types of cars.
So still road legal cars.
The Legends cars must be road legal cars, and they must look like the cars that they were built on that platform. So, you know, you can put a 35-inch tire on a Defender or on a G-Wagon with the modifications, but it still has to have, you know, the axles there and the engine there, etc. So everyone who has a car like this in his own old garage, he can take it out and compete with it in a completely separate class, the Legends. And that the Legends, they will have also a dedicated route, completely different from the route for the extreme and for the challenges. Yes, the route will be different, navigation type will be different. So the difficulty, the obstacles, the whole, let's say, structure of the rally will be modified, tailor-made for the Legends. We don't want people to break their cars. And we don't want people to expose themselves to danger, taking extreme risks. But on the other hand, we're also people who know how to play with the fire. The Legends will get very sweaty. There will be a very, very challenging terrain, but nevertheless, it will be doable. And it will be an extreme fun. It will be like a travel back in time, very safe environment, very fair environment. So it gives you the confidence that you can go to the limit. You know, you can really make it. You can climb that uphill there, or you can go down that riverbed. If not alone, you know, think about back in the days, the Camel Trophies, people had to do also teamwork. You know, we don't want to do these, you know, games with taking the car apart and bringing it on the other side of the river and then putting it together. That no. But the stages, the nature, and the obstacles, they will force the competitors to work together
with one another. Exactly.
because it's much easier, it's much faster, and at the end of the day, everybody's competing for himself, but the teamwork on the proper place will bring everybody forward.
Teamwork makes the dream work,
That's
they say.
it. Yeah. That's right.
Another amazing element, though, about the Rock is the landscapes themselves. Romania offers, it's almost like the paradise for off-roaders. So what's in the menu terrain-wise?
Romania is an incredible country for off-roading. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible for any type of outdoor tourism, but there you have such a combination of elements on a small terrain that you could really, I mean, except the sand in the desert, you could have any element on earth there in Romania. That's the one thing, and the other is these people, they have very long tradition in off-roading. They were one of the fewest who kept, who kept the old tradition of the trophies back in the day,
alive.
Developed it really very much. Sporting rules, technical rules, championship-wise, the national federation adopted that kind of sport. That kind of sport does not exist in the regulational archive of the FIA, which is the World Motorsport Federation. This sport is different, but our friends from Romania, they strongly believed in that, so it grew like a culture. And I have something here that I want to show you, which is a very, very, let's say, it is unique for me, and it is it's a memory from 2001.
2001.
Yes, this is actually a trophy made of brass, and this is the trophy from the Carpat Trophy back in the days. I was 28 when I won this trophy on my modified Mercedes G-Wagon. After the race, it looked like a metal can hammered, from every side. But I was the happiest person on earth, together with all the other guys, from Romania, from Slovenia, from Hungary, Bulgaria, Greece, Serbia. Yeah, to be there. We have friendships with people that started on that event, 2001. So Romania, huge tradition in off-roading. We're very welcome there. We work with the local federation. We work with the local people there, with the authorities. So the Rock is very, very warmly accepted and expected in that country.
So what about the stay, the bivouac? Is it going to be the same layout as the events that we are used to? Is there going to be any differences to what we already know?
So we want to keep the event very affordable. Yeah, and mainly affordable for the entrants, for the competitors. That's why we concentrated of having just one bivouac. Yeah, one service park, which will have also the facilities of a bivouac, and that will be the main center. So there will be no moving for the service crews, but the center of the rally is in a region which is surrounded by marvelous terrain for stages.
Shops,
yeah. But and also, and that service park, this is on the campus of a big hotel. So if you want to stay on the bivouac, there will be toilets, facilities, hygiene facility, toilets, a shower, etc., etc. Or if you want to stay in a room in a hotel, we will have the possibility to book
The
hotel,
option.
you will have the option. Yeah, our office is very experienced with that. You know, our administration, we do it many years for the other events too. So you can book. Prices are very normal. Everyone will have the possibility, you know, to do self-catering. People can cook in the bivouac, or they could go to the local restaurants and try the local cuisine, or just if they have rooms in the hotel, you know, there's breakfast there, etc., etc. So we leave all that optional.
So it sounds like a magic recipe, almost like a combination of tradition, scenery, technology, and all the safety regulations needed to make like an outstanding off-road experience. That's how it sounds to me.
When we decided to let our dream go and to say, okay, good, now people will say, what happens to the Balkan off-road rally? We just stopped the Balkan off-road rally for a moment now, just to make the room, just to make the path for the rock to come out, you know. Otherwise, you know, to make an extreme event in a combination with a cross-country event, you feel very limited. And
Indeed.
I'm also very limited as an organizer. You know, I cannot find the best terrain. I cannot find the best bivouac. I have to offer for both classes. So it's like a hybrid car. So we said, okay, people must know that RBI Sport and me as the, let's say, the director of this operation, we're taking a huge risk. That is a very stony path, because we stop a full running project to open the gates for a new project, but we believe so strongly in that I think it's going to be a success. What the rock will be is actually what the people need and what the people want. Affordable entry fee, huge risk. You know, we are taking the financial risk at the end of the day, but we will try it. Look, one very important factor here is, for a 2 or 3 day event, no one will make the big distance from the Netherlands or from the UK or Spain down to Romania. Okay, it's very well accessible, it's motorway, it's in the western part, you know, you just cross the border quickly and you take an exit from the motorway and 10 kilometers there.
And you're there.
You're there. You're there. You know, it's European Union, no customs, no shit, no nothing. But for a 2 day event, who's going to do that? So we agreed that the best formula is the 5 racing day event, 5 days locked between 2 weekends. You know, you take the first weekend before the event to arrive and for your travels, then you race, you know, Sunday, administrative checks, scrutineering, all these details, yeah, that
Necessary.
Nothing works without it. And then Monday to Friday we race.
Pure
Friday, you know, podium, prize giving ceremony. Saturday, Sunday, the second weekend, go back home, you know, kiss the wife and the kids. Monday back to work. 5 days that you have to sacrifice from your business or from your normal job. You can pack all the difficulties in the trophy within a 2 day event, and you would like to break the people and the machine. But this is not the point. This is not the point. The point is to create a well done rally structure spread over from Monday to Friday, you know, to bring the people on the culmination, over the peak, over the time, go the summit, then take it easy, then the other summit, then take it easy. You know, nice combination of a bit longer stages. People ask me, is it going to be, you know, like 20 Ks on the winch? No. This is not the point. I want the co-drivers to spend their time also in the car, not permanently outside of the car, you know, winching from one tree to the other. So you can imagine that we're looking at stages with an average length from start to finish, the special stages, yeah, from 75 to even 100 kilometers a day, yeah, but it will not all be extreme. So where is the middle? The middle is like the Four Seasons of Vivaldi. You know, you go, you have very nice natural obstacles. Then you have pretty driving through paradise stages. You know, marvelous views. Then you have strong navigation that brings you to the limit. The co-driver is not so sure. This gives the possibility, when we talk about competition factor, that, let's say, the more experienced navigator would help the less experienced driver, or probably the less competitive car, against the one who is just driving digital 1 or 0, you know? So that, these are the things that make the difference, and the rock will incorporate exactly that mixture of the elements. You saw the dates, it's in April. We are looking also to, we would probably have an element that very, very few events could have on their agenda. Probably a little bit of snow on the stages.
Wow.
Just probably, yeah. But
just to spice it up.
People who know me, they know that every now and then I drop tiny bits of information that turn to be, let's say, important part at the end. But yeah, we make this event for the drivers and the co-drivers, for the ones who participated. Mm-hmm. This is not a business model, for God's sake, you know, not with this entry fee, yeah, not with this jumping in the ice cold water, like, you know, stop a project and to put another one up there. This is not a business thinking. This, for me, is nostalgic,
yeah,
things from the past, you know. And now, looking into my 52nd year, I remember when I was 20, 25, yeah. So we were very crazy. We still are.
So we're keeping that pure element alive, a pure, almost like an off-road extravaganza event that no one should miss.
There are different ways how you can describe the path of the route of the special stage. So the competition, the top competition classes, like the Challenger and the Extreme, they're going to go with that road book. No way around it, you know. In the United States, you know, and they're using just the GPS and the narrow. So look, we are in Europe, and in Europe, the top navigation is done on a road book. Yeah, but because of the fact that this is not a cross-country event, and we're going into places where definitely there is absolutely no road, yeah. Very often, if you only have to visualize everything in this paper, you know, mm-hmm. and draw every situation on a tulip, very often you would end up in having, like, you know, 10 meters of distance, then another tulip, then 15 meters, then 20 meters, and that will become a huge, piece of paper. And if you miss one or something, then you're lost, and then you feel like the gravity is gone. I've been in those situations, yeah. So we are very famous in our RBI that we are really not thinking out of the box. Where is the box? We act completely out of the box. So for these competition classes, for the Rock, for the Extreme and the Challenger, there will be a combination of this plus this. And people will say, now, what is this? This, guys, is the Iris Mini. We have also the Iris Maxi. I don't want to make advertising now, but our company is a top-notch developer now of technologies for digital roadbook and navigation GPS, but that, we leave it for the cross-country. This thing here is a navigation device that will be helping the competitors to go along the route with this. So, you know, there will be points that they have to reach. They will be in the book. So instead of having 25 tulips on a distance of 400 meters, you know, left, right, you can do it with 5 tulips or 4 tulips, but then you would have a navigational point that would open, let's say 300 meters, and then there will be an arrow guiding you to there. So
it's an extra help.
it is an extra help. It is not only for the navigational part, but where, 100 kilometers or 70 kilometers, there will be places where we will need to bring speed limits, for example. A speed limit, in some of the cars, you don't have a very accurate speedometer. How would you know if you're speeding or if you're inside the limit? So this device is managing this for the crew. Then there could be a race interruption. In cross country, we call it neutralization. It's like stop, then, 5-6 kilometers, like a road section, yeah? And then you come to the next restart. No need to have people there. Device manages everything.
Right.
So, and this device also is very accurate. It will record all the action.
Every single.
Because people would try now and start cheating and probably think of cheating. I would take the device, I would bring it out from the bracket, that's the bracket, and it locks here into the bracket. And I will take this device out and I would walk with the device to the obstacle.
Look like it was part
but
of
it doesn't,
driving.
it's not so easy, because we were also not born yesterday. People have to know that old chaps like us, we created that sport back in the days. There are also different devices. They will be plumped in the car. So fair play, 200%. To whoever wants to cheat is not welcome on our event. And on the other hand, the Legends class, for them, we will have a different device for navigation. It is a GPS device. It's a Garmin GPS. We have plenty of those devices. So they will have their track like a map inside of the GPS. So we are creating a map, not a track, a map. And they will also have the map of Romania. So if they need, have to go out for a petrol station or for help or for self-recovery, they can drive out, they can use that. Of course, nowadays everyone can say, I can open my phone and I can use Google Maps. Fair enough. But if there is coverage, if there is no, if there is no,
not everywhere that
you're
you
welcome.
can get that.
So the Legends, they don't have to bother about the road books and so they could have it easier on the navigational side, but they can fully concentrate on their driving. The rock is the biggest challenge we've ever done in the last 20 years for us as an organizer, but it will be also the biggest challenge for you guys. If you feel like what is adventurous, extreme off-roading, you have no excuse, because now is the time.